Hello friends. Many people believe that wild boars destroy crops that have no economic value and are a dangerous species that causes disease to humans. What is special is that the world consumption of wild boar meat is increasing, estimated at about 1.3 million tons annually. So what is the real value here? How did farmers handle wild pigs? I'm assuming that this could be one of the videos they might always needed to watch. Dr. Joseph, an infectious disease expert at the University of California, Los Angeles, said that the wild boar is a wild animal that can carry many dangerous pathogens for humans. He also said that the consuming of wild boar meat can increase the risk of infectious diseases, such as tuberculosis, African swine fever, etc. So, is wild boar meat edible? In fact, any invasive species can provide meat for food. Wild boar meat also plays a very important role in the human food chain. Millions of tons of wild boar's meat are consumed annually, far exceeding that of some livestock species raised to provide meat. They can reproduce and develop populations in the wild and without human intervention. Their populations are more diverse. The wild boar meat is not only a delicious and a nutritious dish, but also an important source of income for many communities. Not limited to meat, but also skin, fur, bones, all of which have value in many different industries, creating a diverse economic value chain. After being harvested, wild boar meat can be processed and treated before being given to others. Hunters have experience in processing meat, ensuring safety for users. The wild boar meat will be cooled in an ice jar for about 6 hours before the next step. After the cooling period, the carcass can be divided into small parts and vacuum sealed so that the bacteria cannot continue to grow. In addition, meat can be divided into small pieces and ground for canning. After the meat is minced, they will mix spices into it. Next, divide into boxes and seal the lids. This meat can be processed into many different dishes according to the taste. In addition to packaging fresh meat, wild boar meat can also be cooked and distributed to surrounding people. After being caught, wild boars will be processed into many dishes. Cooking food is most important, ensuring all bacteria and parasites are removed. Cooking temperatures need to be at least 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And removing excess fat enhances the nutritional value of the food. Simple, but no less attractive. The wild boar meat is marinated with spices and grilled on a charcoal stove or an oven. The rich aroma and crispy crust make the dish a wonderful experience. Another way to prepare it is to stew wild boar meat with spices and broth, such as bone broth or meat broth. The immersion of the spices will make each piece of meat soft and delicious. To elevate the flavor, the wild boar meat can be pured and mixed with spices, then stuffed into pig intestines to create a unique sausage. This will definitely be an unforgettable culinary experience. Sharing the joy of food with neighbors is not only a good way to bring the community together, but also a great means to increase awarenesses of the nutritional value and great taste of wild boar meat. For that reason, wild boars became an important part of the natural food chain in the forest, playing an effective and a natural management role. By controlling animal and plant populations, they help maintaining stable habitats for other species, from tiny animals to rare plants. On the other hand, not only does it affect forest ecology, but wild pigs also have a positive impact on grasslands and agricultural areas sometimes. During the rainy season, they dig up the soil and uproot grass in the fields, helping to soften the soil and making the grass harvesting process easier for farmers. Millions of acres of abandoned lands have been cleared of grass, creating fertile areas suitable for farming. They are helpful workers sometimes, who help maintaining natural balance, from decomposing animal carcasses to controlling weeds. In addition, the wild boars also contributes to its entertainment value. With their wildness and attractiveness, they have become popular hunting objects, attracting adventure sports lovers. Hunting is increasingly popular in countries around the world. Wild boar populations have grown, and hunters around the world participate in hunts. Hunting organizations have launched annual competitions with prizes reaching tens of thousands of dollars. So it can be seen that wild boars are very valuable to people in countries around the world. Which country in the world has the largest wild boar population? And how do farmers cope? Please continue watching the rest of the video to know exactly which country.
Most of the fields and farms are facing a challenging situation: Locust Attack. Known for their insatiable appetite, they eat everything they come across as they go and leave not a single patch of vegetation untouched. Even mango trees, in flowering season, an important source of economic profit, cannot escape the attack of the ferocious locusts. Even thorn bushes, often the property of goat farms, cannot escape their dominance. The situation became increasingly serious, causing goat farms to move to avoid locust attacks. All their efforts to maintain food sources for the goats face the risk of being completely lost due to locusts consuming them all. This is a situation that requires the creativity and solidarity of the farming community to find ways to control locust swarms and protect their food sources. Using grasshopper harvesting bags for chickens isn't only an effective way to provide food for chickens, but also helps optimize their nutrition. Grasshoppers are high in protein and are a good source of fatty acids and fiber, and provide minerals such as calcium, iron, and magnesium, vitamins such as vitamin B and D. All these ingredients play important roles in maintaining the health and development of chickens. However, it should be noted that using grasshopper harvesting bags for chickens also has its disadvantages. One of the weaknesses of this method is its dependence on the natural situation of the grasshoppers. This means you must learn about the habitat of grasshoppers to manage their release and harvest effectively. You also need to monitor the density of grasshoppers in a chicken area to ensure that food is always available for your chickens. In addition, the release of locusts can also create competition with other species in the environment and can lead to changes in the ecosystem. Therefore, it is necessary to consider and implement locust releases responsibly and legally. Using grasshopper harvest bags for chickens can be an effective method of providing nutritious feed to your flock, but needs to be done with consideration and knowledge of grasshoppers and their habitat to ensure the sustainability and safety of this process. Millions of grasshoppers are handled in the simplest way. Spraying grasshopper insecticide is an important part of managing and protecting farms from disasters that harm agriculture. However, choosing the right spraying method is an important decision that must consider both the benefits and limitations of each method. Below, we will learn about the two main spraying methods and determine when to use them. Hand spraying is a traditional method done by using a sprayer to apply pesticides directly into the locusts. This is a low-cost and easy-to-implement method, especially in small areas or complex terrain. However, this method is less effective and takes more time and effort. People who perform hand spraying need to come into direct contact with pesticides are at risk of poisoning and need to follow safety rules. Air spraying is a more modern and effective method, using airplanes or sprayers to spray pesticides on locusts. This method is especially suitable for areas with large areas and flat terrain. It is highly effective, saves time and effort, and helps spray more evenly and powerfully. However, the cost of specialized machinery and equipment is quite high, and using this method can pollute the environment if environmental protection rules aren't followed. Choosing the appropriate locust spraying method should be based on factors such as the area to be sprayed, terrain, cost, and desired effectiveness. Hand spraying is suitable for areas with small areas, complex terrain, and limited costs, This is especially important when you are faced with hard-to-reach areas. Spraying by machine is suitable for areas with large areas, flat terrain and large enough budget. Investment in specialized machinery can pay off with greater efficiency and effectiveness in managing locust swarms. Each method of spraying grasshoppers has its own advantages and disadvantages. Choosing the appropriate locust spraying method needs to be done carefully and evaluated based on the specific situation of the farm and environment. This will help optimize performance in controlling locust swarms and protecting the environment. Choosing the right spraying method can be a smart choice to ensure sustainable development of agriculture. Legumes such as mung beans, black beans, and soybeans are valuable assets in agriculture, not only because of their nutritional value, but also because of their ability to withstand locust invasions. They contain tannin, a compound that prevents grasshoppers from eating leaves. Thanks to the existence of this substance, these beans can create an unpleasant environment for grasshoppers and prevent them from continuing to harm crops. However, maintaining a healthy agricultural environment that doesn't promote locust growth is also important. This can be done through planting thick crops to shield each other, watering and fertilizing plants well for healthy growth, and regularly inspecting gardens to detect and destroy grasshoppers timely. What do you think about this issue? Please leave your comments below in the comments section to let us know. And for now, we invite you to continue watching this video. Invasive species not only threaten the environment and the life of native species, but also carries a series of specific and potential risks and endanger humans. One of the greatest risks to human is the potential for invasive species to harbor dangerous viruses that can be transmitted to humans. It is impossible not to mention the wild boars, the most feared omnivore. You can go to any area in Australia or America to ask about this species. They will tell you about the billions of dollars in damage they can cause. They're scary and capable of carrying the virus that causes swine flu. This has been proven through many scientific studies. Swine flu is a disease transmitted directly from animals to humans, causing many epidemics worldwide. They carry more than 50 types of viruses. This virus can be transmitted to humans and cause serious, even life-threatening respiratory diseases. In the United States, feral pigs have proven to be significantly invasive and create fierce competition with native animals. The wild boar is an omnivore and can consume a variety of foods, including crops, wildlife, and even garbage. The ability of wild boars to damage crops and agricultural infrastructure has a major impact on the agricultural economy. Furthermore, wild boars have the potential to spread infectious diseases to native animals, posing another threat to the ecosystem. Looking at these rabbits, you will see that they are very cute, just like other harmless species. They are present in almost all grassland areas in Australia and America. They are believed to carry more than 60 types of viruses, some of which can cause diseases in humans. For an example, the myxoma virus, introduced into Australia in 1950, has killed millions of wild rabbits. However, this virus can also be transmitted to humans and cause symptoms similar to the common cold. The Australian government estimates that more than 10,000 Australians have been infected with the virus from wild rabbits in 2023. The invasion of non-native animals not only threatens biodiversity and the natural environment, but also causes fierce competition with native species. This effect creates a series of problems in food sources and living space, affecting the balance of the ecosystem and the development of human communities. In Australia, a classic example of competitive encroachment is wild rabbits. The wild rabbit is a herbivore capable of destroying crops and lands, creating a competitive situation with native species such as kangaroos and birds. In particular, wild rabbits' ability to reproduce rapidly makes them a formidable competitor to native species. They can breed around the whole year, and each litter has 2 to 5 offspring, creating a load on valuable food sources and living space. Examples of this competition can be seen in Australia and the United States. In Australia, wild rabbits have reduced kangaroo numbers in some areas, as they compete for food sources and living space. In the United States, feral pigs have put up fierce competition with native animals, such as elk and deer, making them more vulnerable. Competition between invasive species and native species is a serious problem for the environment and ecosystems. It can lead to the extinction of native species, change ecosystems, and reduce biodiversity. To solve this problem, it is necessary to have measures to control invasive species populations, promote research, and apply effective management measures to protect animal communities and the natural environment from invasive species. As mentioned, invasive species not only impact natural habitats and ecosystems, but also create far-reaching impacts that last over time. They interfere with the natural cycle of the environment, affecting the growth of plants, animals, and water sources. This leads to habitat degradation and can cause natural resource management problems. Biodiversity loss and environmental degradation are serious impacts of invasive non-native species, and they can lead to long-term consequences for ecosystems and people. Wild rabbits and wild boars can eat grass and plants, causing changes in the structure of the grass, affecting the growth of native plants and herbivores. This leads to habitat degradation and promotes land transmission. Biodiversity loss and environmental degradation are serious impacts of invasive non-native species, and they can lead to long-term consequences for ecosystems and people. This problem requires attention and careful management to deal with invasive species and protect our precious natural environment.
So since these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of colonies of some invasive species, do you believe in any other better solution? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions down below. Plus, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel with our upcoming videos. And lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so that they can watch it and enjoy it as well.